Hey everyone, this is Calvin with the High Tech Guys, and we are here to talk about the Windows 10 Pro Technical Preview, build 9926. Alright, we're back here. So basically, this is Windows 10 in a nutshell. It is a rebuild completely of the last build of Windows 10, which is I think build 9876 or something like that. They've pretty much redone everything when it comes to the way it looks, the way it operates. It's great. It's good. So they've made some changes. They've added Cortana into the build, which is great. They have a lot of different iconography, which is good. And everything just all around looks cleaner and nicer. So to go over a couple things that are in here that are different, and also a couple things that you guys may want to go ahead and hop into, let's go ahead and get started and show you a few of these things. But before we get started, I want to go ahead and say this right off the bat. That way we'll make sure that there's nothing misunderstood about what we're going over here. This is a Windows 10 technical preview, which means that this is beta software at best, okay? This has bugs, it has problems with it. I'll tell you about a few of them as I'm going through the overview. If you see a couple of them, they're there. That's to be expected because this is a technical preview, and this is the reason why they launched it to the consumer public, is to get feedback and fix a lot of these things that they'll find that they can't find in the lab. So don't load this on your main machine. If you're part of the insider program, find a different machine to load this on. You don't want to load this on like your work laptop or your main machine at home, because basically not everything is guaranteed to work. A very good example of that is I have two icons for Vegas Pro, one for Vegas Pro 12 and one for Vegas Pro 13. I got Vegas Pro 13 and I had to roll back and use Vegas Pro 12 because Vegas Pro 13, for whatever reason, will not render a video in Windows 10. Don't know why. I've done a bunch of different updates and try to fix that. Can't seem to get it to work anymore. Oh well, it is what it is. This is beta software. So that's just to give you a heads up. Hey, something may not work right. Something may not load right. It's a beta. It's a preview. Don't load this on your main machine. You have been warned. Alright, so let's get started. So the first thing you're going to notice here, and I'm actually going to change this, is the start button. Start button is back. It's better than ever. It's the best incarnation of start that I've seen so far. Now, me personally, I actually like the old Windows 8.1 start. I thought it was really good because of the universal search, and I did like the tiles. I like looking at things at a glance, especially weather and a couple other things that I found important. Not everything was important, but a few things on there I found, like news and kind of thing, were kind of important to me. So I liked that they kept that aspect of 8.1 and left it into a smaller window that you can edit, you can choose and pick and choose what tiles you want, and you can literally just take all of them off and it not really be there. And then they have the more classic start interface on the left hand side, like you get with Windows 7, where you can go and look at all your applications all at one time. You can see your most used, your common places. You can pin things to it. So it's nice. It's a very, very good change from what we had last time. And the fact that you can also choose between the Windows 8.1 or 8 interface, if you've gotten used to that finally and you don't want to go backwards, you know, you can keep that interface, and or if you're using it with a touch screen or with a screen that, you know, is for touch input, this is a much better interface to use it with. And you can go to this, or if you're on a desktop, or if you're switching from a laptop to a desktop, if you have like a 2-in-1, it goes back to a laptop, you can just click these arrows here and change it back to the start like it was before. So now it's a lot more mouse friendly. You know, it's not as big and in your face, so you don't have to go through and swipe through a whole bunch of different tiles. So I like the fact that they could change both of those up at the same time. Next to that, you have your power, sleep, shut down, and restart, which is, you know, nice and convenient. One click from the start, 2 clicks if you're coming from the main menu here, sorry, the main desktop, and then clicking on start, then click on power. So that's nice. I like the fact that, you know, that's there, so that way you don't have to hunt like you did on Windows 8. And with the Windows 8.1, it's not at the very top right. You have to go all the way up to the top just to click on it to shut down your computer. So I like that a lot. To the left, you're going to see that I'm logged into my Microsoft account right now. So you have my photo here, my name, that kind of thing. And like I see, you have all your apps on right there. If you notice towards the bottom, I'm going to click off of this here. it's also part of Start, but it's also on your desktop just natively, is the Ask Me Anything Cortana. This is Cortana right here. So if you click on this, you can type in anything that you want to search. It'll ask you, hey, well, is there something I could do for you? It'll bring up a certain things that you may already want to look for. So I'm a big fan of the Dallas Mavericks, also really Oklahoma Thunder too. So they have a game coming up, and it tells me, okay, well, this is the game, this is the channel it's playing on, and this is their ranking as of now. So I like that fact that it provides me information even before I do my search, which I think is pretty cool. But you can basically type in or talk into this data field and put in anything that you want to look up. So let's say I want to go ahead and open up Chrome or Google Chrome, right? If I type in Chrome, it's going to give me everything that's related to Chrome. Now there's an app that I have in Chrome for Pocket, but below that you also will see the Chrome application itself that you can click on and be able to pull it up. Also, it'll bring up, web media, a bunch of other stuff. You can even click on search for my stuff, which will search individual files on your computer to pull up any files that have the name Chrome in it. So it's very convenient, it works, and it's very simple. And also, you can edit things that you may want Cortana to pull up or see. So if you go into here at the top left, you'll get a little settings option, and you can go into the notebook or you can go into the reminders. Really, the notebook is where everything is saved at for you to see what you want Cortana to remember. So if you wanted to remember stocks, but you don't want it to remember like your search history or whatever, you can go in here and edit that and change that, so that way it only remembers what you want her to remember, which is great. I love that. Also, you have an option here for reminders, and reminders is just that. So if you set a reminder, it'll Cortana will keep a running tab of the reminders that you set, so that way you don't forget something, which is nice. And these sync across the phone, which is really awesome too. So if you have Windows Phone, Windows Phone 8.1 or above, or sorry, this is Windows Phone 8 or above, you can set Cortana to do reminders or change your notebook there, and it'll sync over to any Windows 10 computer or any device that has Cortana on it for that matter. So that's awesome. I love that aspect as well. Change it on my phone, change it on the computer. That's pretty cool. And also it remembers places that you visit and check in and that kind of thing. You can change the settings to where you can change a couple things on here to, like, say if you don't want to have Cortana respond to the Hey Cortana message, you can turn that on, turn it off, and so that way it doesn't activate each time you say Hey Cortana. For me right now, I'm using a different input, so it won't do it, but basically, you can go in here, turn it on, turn it off. You also could change the name, so if you're a different person, or if you're logging under a different person, you can change the name of what Cortana remembers you as, or if you want to just create a nickname and have Cortana remember that, you could change the name to that, and she will call you that whenever she addresses you, which I also thought was pretty cool. Alright, so that's enough about Cortana. Next to go ahead and talk about is going to be the multitasking options inside Windows now. So you're going to see that there's a task view icon at the bottom of your desktop that you can click on here. Now this is going to show you multiple desktops and multiple applications that you have running at the same time. It's really awesome, works perfectly when it comes to switching back and forth between your workspaces. And you can also close applications, see what applications are open, and edit applications that have the ability to be able to edit them on that screen, so that way you can have a complete overview of your workspace. So anything that's minimized or anything that's hidden or hidden behind multiple windows, you can see it in an easier to digest format, and not have to freak out about having so many windows on the screen. And then also, like I say, you have the ability to add desktops. You can add as many as you want to, or as many as your computer can handle. Right now I normally stick with 2 desktops, but if you have only one monitor, this is perfect for you to be able to switch back and forth between 2 workspaces. Even if you have 2 monitors, it still works with that too. It's just that it's a lot more convenient for people who have one monitor to have more than one desktop option, so that way you can keep things from getting too cluttered. Also, they have a new beta store. So if you go into the store, it's got a completely overhauled interface. It's very, very different from the previous store from Windows 8.1. And honestly, I like the way that it's laid out. It's very straightforward, simple. You have your featured apps at the top. You have the picks for you, which what Microsoft suggests you may like. Your top free apps, and it kind of just goes forward from there. But it's a lot cleaner looking. It's a lot easier to digest than the old Windows 8.1 store. Which I'm not saying the old 8.1 store was bad. It's just this is easier to digest, and I think it's a bit more universal to use. So there's that. That's the store. Then you have basically the interface has changed as a whole. So let's go into, say for instance, your Explorer, where you have like your folders and your access to your different content and everything. And as you see here, there's a difference in the iconography of what you have on Windows 8, which really just used honestly Windows 7 icons basically, and even some icons for Vista still, and has updated those icons. Now, not all these have been updated, but a lot of them have. So you'll see there's still some elements that are like, okay, well that's from Windows 8 or that's from Windows 7, but majority of the icons now have matched the iconography of the new iconography and look that they're trying to go for the modern look on Windows 10. So to kind of give an example, if you look up at the top ribbon, you'll see that these icons are from 7. And some of these are from 8, but a lot of these are from 7. But if you look here, you can see the folders and everything are different on the left-hand side, and the folders are different right here. So, I mean, other than that, that's more cosmetic than anything. There's also a lot of under-the-hood changes as well. For instance, Internet Explorer has gotten a bit of an overhaul here, so I'm going to go ahead and bring up a new window for Internet Explorer. So open up a tab, and let's pull out to the side. Sorry. Pull out. And basically, this is just regular Internet Explorer. It's Internet Explorer 11. Nothing's really changed with it when it comes to the interface, but with Windows 10, when it launches, or at least possibly in a later build, they're going to release Project Spartan, which is a new browser that is separated from Internet Explorer. Now, if you want to experience Spartan now, you actually can at least experience the rendering engine of Spartan inside Internet Explorer. To do that, what you're going to do is you're going to go here to the address bar, type in about, flags. And this is going to take you to where you can enable or disable certain features that you may want to use to test out Chrome and other things. This is more of a developer's page. But if you do go here, you can enable experimental web platform features. If you enable this and hit the apply changes, so at first it's set to automatic, but if you enable the apply changes for this, and you have to restart your browser to do it. But once you do that, then you'll be under the rendering engine of Spartan, as far as we can tell, because it's definitely a different engine compared to regular Internet Explorer 11. And it does tend to run a bit faster compared to the old Internet Explorer 11. Is it faster than Chrome or is it faster than Firefox? It remains to be seen. From what I can tell, I still think Chrome is probably the fastest browser out there right now. But in general, it's still a much faster experience than what it was on the regular Internet Explorer 11. So take that for what it is. That's that. Also, if you go into your diagnostics, you're going to notice that you're running DirectX 12. Now, if you ever want to get to your diagnostic, this works from any computer that's XP and newer. You just go to your start or run and go to DXDiag. It's an actual application that's built in every version of Windows. And it's supposed to be the DirectX diagnostic tool. And basically, it will tell you your system's information. Now, this is just a basic home PC all-in-one device that I got. It's a Hewlett-Packard 520. So, nothing special about it. But the thing I wanted to show here is that yes, it already does have a DirectX version of 12 on here, which is supposed to increase graphical capabilities for your machine. So if you have a gaming machine, or any kind of machine for that matter, your experience when it comes to gaming is going to be much better, because it's going to have a lot of that reference from DirectX 12, communicate a lot better with your graphics card, and be able to provide you with much better graphics as a whole, and also provide that backwards compatibility for anything that runs on earlier DirectX versions, or any games that run on early DirectX versions as well. And a lot of those will be upscaled, and you have higher resolution textures and that kind of thing. So it's awesome. It's a good feature to have now that DirectX is being updated. Of course, we all thought it would be, but it's glad to see that it's already here inside this build, so a lot of people can test it out. That said, I haven't been able to test it out as well as I wanted to, because certain games on Windows 10 don't work yet, which is kind of ironic. Most of them do, but just for this build, like say for instance, if I open up what is called Vindictus, it's a very good game. I think it's from Korea. that you can get it free on Steam. It's free to play. It's got microtransactions on the inside, but you don't. It's not pay to win. You just pay for, I think, costumes and that kind of thing. It won't open. I don't know why it won't open. It's the same thing with kind of Vegas Pro. Well, Vegas Pro will open, but it won't render. When it comes to Victictus, I try to get onto it. It for some reason crashes. I don't know why. Again, this is beta software, so take it for what it is. But as a whole, though, I have noticed on games like Portal that it does seem to run in general better. Then again, Portal is also a bit older now, so it's hard for me to really compare it. But as a whole, it runs better. This is not on my main machine though, so hey, I can't say 100% for sure because this is just a test machine. So we'll really see once Windows 10 comes out and I'm able to load it on my main machine with a higher end graphics card and a lot more resources available to me for that. So let me go and exit off of this. So and that's pretty much it for when it comes to the differences between Windows 10 as of right now and Windows 8.1 or any other earlier versions of Windows for that matter. As of this point, there's a big push for a lot of universal applications that are going to be coming soon. There's going to be a lot of updates to the builds that'll be coming out soon. So the mantra for Microsoft right now is one product family, one platform, one store, one everything. So there's a lot of stuff that's not integrated yet. It's finally going to get integrated properly with Windows 10 running on phone, Windows 10 running on tablets, Windows 10 running on desktop computers, Windows 10 running on big all-in-ones, Windows 10 running on the Xbox, or a version of Windows running on the Xbox. So everything is going to be universal now at some point, which is nice. As that stuff starts to come out, I'll go ahead and show you a lot more detail on what that will involve. But that's it for this video. If you guys like this, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe on it. Give your opinion if you loaded the preview on the machine. Tell us what you think about it. If you don't like it, tell us why. If you do like it, hey, tell us why. Feel free to comment as much as you want. And of course, like I said, just like the video if you do like it. If you don't like it, or if you don't like my voice, hey, go and dislike it. But just interact with us. We're here to make these videos for you guys, and we want to make sure that we're doing a good job on that. So go ahead and tell us what you think. Also, feel free to subscribe, because the more subscribers we get, the higher it is for our rated videos to come out. We're going to come out with as many videos as we can, and the more subscribers we're going to be getting, we want to go ahead and showcase to you guys, hey, this is our talent, this is what we want to do. And that's when I say we, I'm talking about me, Scott, and my brother. We're going to be coming in with some new content almost all the time, and showing you guys what we want to go ahead and do for you guys when it comes to tech and gaming and a bunch of other things as well. Anyway, that's it. Again, thanks for watching. Everyone have a good one, and I hope you enjoyed the video.